It might surprise you, but many of the most unforgettable lines in film weren't written by a screenwriter. They were made up on the spot. Whether it came from a flash of inspiration or a perfectly timed instinct, these improvised moments didn't just stay in the movie. They became part of cinema history. Let's jump right in. Good Will Hunting has its fair share of improvised gems, thanks to the brilliant Robin Williams. But one particular moment at the end truly stands out. Earlier in the film, his character shares a heartfelt story about meeting his wife.
Just slid my ticket across the table and I said, "Sorry guys, I gotta see about a girl."
I gotta go see about a girl?
Yeah.
Then, in a clever twist, Will uses Robin's signature excuse against Robin himself.
If the professor calls about that job, just tell him, sorry. I had to go see about a girl. Son of a bitch. He stole my line.
You might ask, what makes that scene special? Well, that line from Robin was totally unscripted. Out of a dozen or so takes, he said it only once. And that's the one that made the final cut.
Son of a bitch. He stole my line.
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass. And I'm all out of bubblegum.
Few movie quotes have been spoofed as much as this one. In the famous bank scene, Roddy Piper walks in, ready to take down aliens hiding in plain sight. The director handed him creative control over what to say, and Roddy absolutely nailed it.
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass. And I'm all out of bubblegum.
His off-the-cuff line became a pop culture staple, even catching the attention of heavyweights like Al Pacino, who couldn't resist giving it a nod.
So, what'll it be? Chew gum or kick ass? I'm all out of gum.
Matthew McConaughey wasn't even supposed to be in Dazed and Confused. He was a last-minute addition and showed up with 0 lines. And the first things he said were,
All right.
The filmmakers were so blown away by his vibe and delivery. They ended up crafting a whole character around him just to keep that energy in the film.
So right before we're about to go, I'm like, what is Wooderson? What is Wooderson about? What's he about? And I go, man, he's about 4 things. He's about, his car. He's about getting high. He's about rock and roll and picking up chicks. And I go, I'm in my car. I'm high as a kite. I'm listening to rock and roll. Action. And there's the chick. All right.
That's amazing.
When it comes to legendary improv moments, Dustin Hoffman might just take the crown. While shooting on a real bustling street, a cab came inches from hitting him. But instead of calling cut, Hoffman stayed locked in and turned a near accident into one of the most iconic lines in film history.
I'm walking here. Up yours, you son of a You don't talk to me that way. Get out of here. Don't worry about that. Actually, that ain't a bad way to pick up insurance,
There's a scene in Star Wars where Han and Luke suit up in stolen stormtrooper armor. As Luke heads out, he says,
I can't see a thing in this helmet.
But here's the kicker. Mark Hamill wasn't even acting. He thought they were between takes and was actually venting to Harrison Ford. The crew loved the authenticity so much, they kept it in the final cut.
I can't see a thing in this helmet.
Gene Wilder wasn't just a comedy legend. He was a master of improvisation who left a lasting mark on film. While most remember him as the unforgettable Willy Wonka, in this video he shines as Jim in Blazing Saddles. In one scene, Cleveland Little's character shows up in town only to be met with complete disrespect, despite being the sheriff.
Isn't it a lovely morning? Up yours.
Just as the awkwardness hits, Gene delivers an unscripted line that totally throws Cleveland off, causing a genuine burst of laughter that made it into the film.
You gotta remember that these are just simple farmers. These are people of the land. The common clay of the New West. You know. Morons.
If there's one thing Ghostbusters proves, it's that no one improvises quite like Bill Murray. Most of his lines weren't in the script at all. He just made them up on the spot, and somehow they were sharper and funnier than anything written.
Hey, where these stairs go? They go up.
Jaws had a notoriously tight budget, which meant the crew had to work with a boat that was way smaller than they'd hoped. It became an ongoing joke on set that they'd need a bigger one. Roy Scheider decided to slip that line into a few takes, and one of them landed so perfectly, the director kept it in.
You're gonna need a bigger boat.
That spontaneous moment ended up becoming one of the most iconic lines in movie history.
You're gonna need a bigger boat.
One of the standout elements of Full Metal Jacket is how the unforgettable drill instructor character came to life. The production team had trouble casting the role, so they brought in Lee Ermey, a former real-life drill sergeant who was initially just a technical advisor.
One pull-up, Pyle. Come on, pull. You gotta be me, Pyle. Get your ass up there.
Instead of giving him a script, they let him do what he did best, run a boot camp. The result? A performance so authentic that no other actor could have replicated.
Do you think I'm funny? Sir, no, sir. Then wipe that disgusting grin off your face.
Tropic Thunder is packed with unforgettable moments, and one of its most iconic ad-libbed line comes from Jack Black.
I hate movies.
Here's a wild fact about the Terminator. Arnold Schwarzenegger ended up earning over $21,000 for every word he spoke. With so few lines in the script, he made each one count. Naturally, he threw in a few improvised moments along the way, and one of them was,
I need a vacation.
crazy to think he made over 80 grand for those 2 seconds.
I mean, picture a girl who just took a nosedive from the ugly tree and hit every branch coming down.
The intense story Matt Damon tells in Saving Private Ryan wasn't part of the script at all. He improvised the entire thing in the moment. When you put Robin Williams in a wig and dress, you already know something magical is about to happen, and Mrs. Doubtfire delivered exactly that.
Could you make me a woman?
You are using jungle rape because that is the only color I love.
Matches your lip.
One moment that stood out was a quick-witted, unscripted line where Williams slipped in a clever nod to Dead Poets Society.
Just one moment. Carpe dentum. Seize the teeth.
Let me assist you.
Oh, Daddy.
In the opening scene of Batman, the script originally had Michael Keaton delivering lines like, "I am the night" or "I am vengeance." But both he and director Tim Burton felt those didn't quite fit the moment. So instead, Keaton said,
What are you?
I'm Batman.
During the scene where Forrest first meets Bubba in Forrest Gump, Tom Hanks made a split-second decision to mirror Bubba's introduction.
Benjamin Buford Blue. People call me Bubba.
My name's Forrest Gump. People call me Forrest Gump.
It wasn't in the script. He just improvised it on the spot.
My name's Forrest Gump. People call me Forrest Gump.
When Draco Malfoy sees Goyle wearing glasses, Tom Felton was supposed to deliver a scripted line, but in the moment, he completely blanked and said,
Why are you wearing glasses?
Reading.
Reading? I didn't know you could read.
One particular scene in From Dusk Till Dawn was partly improvised, highlighting just how much on-screen chemistry the two actors had developed throughout filming.
I'm not gonna drain you completely. You'll be my slave.
Thanks for watching. If you want to see more iconic movie moments, let me know by liking the video and subscribing to the channel. See you in the next one.